This is The Whole Truth, brought to you by the Greenville County Democratic Party. From local city councils and school boards to the South Carolina legislature and the nation, we provide a clear-eyed view of the whole truth surrounding the decisions, the policies, and the politics that have a direct impact on your family, your neighbors, and you. The Greenville County and the South Carolina Democratic Party have made incredible strides in recruiting extraordinary candidates for elected offices across South Carolina. In many instances, we even have primary election contests between multiple Democratic candidates from which you can choose. Because of this, we decided to interview as many of these candidates as we are able in order to have you be well informed as you vote in the June 9th primary elections.
Everyone, welcome to another episode of the Whole Truth Podcast. And today we have with us Dr. Ernest Mackins,
Hello.
Who is a candidate for South Carolina's 3rd Congressional District. He is also the chair of the Anderson County Democratic Party,
yes,
correct?
Ma'am.
That's what I thought. Dr. Mackins is a Desert Storm veteran, a seasoned educator with nearly 30 years of experience, and an ordained minister.
Yes.
His campaign is built on the foundation of servant leadership, focusing on improving federal education policy, advocating for rural veterans, and ensuring the upstate's rapid growth benefits all residents through attainable housing and better infrastructure. Thank you so much for being with us today, Dr. Mackins. We are happy you're here.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you guys having me.
Yeah,
and I'm looking forward to whatever questions I might be able to answer for you.
Oh, it won't be too hard, I promise. With 30 years in the classroom and administration, which federal education policies do you believe are currently failing our districts?
Well, if we look at current education policies that are failing our districts, I can just be straightforward with you. Mm-hmm. The first one is them getting rid of the Department of Education. A lot of people don't realize that the Department of Education does a lot more than what people think. Mm-hmm. It not only handles the funding for education, and especially our special needs program, but it also handles student loans. And a lot of people are not aware of that. And so if you separate this department out, what you're going to do, you basically you're going to cause a lot of mess. And what I mean by that, you're not going to have anybody in charge not knowing what's going on. And also, the students who have taken out these loans are not going to be able to know who to contact in order to deal with any problems that's associated with those loans. So I believe that as far as federal education, that is failing not just our students, but it's failing the next generation of students to come.
Sure, absolutely. So they want to dismantle, like you said, the Department of Education, and they're saying that they would put each of the departments in like different departments. Mm-hmm. Is that correct?
That's correct.
So how does that, if we have an administration that comes in that's competent, mm-hmm. right?
Yes, right. You're saying that the right way. So.
And as a member of Congress, mm-hmm. is this going to be the first thing that you focus on? Like, what are you going to do to make sure that we bring back the Department of Education?
Well, I'm glad you asked that question, because that is one of the first things that I'm going to focus on. I'm going to focus on the Department of Education, but I'm going to tell mm-hmm. you really, right out the gate, we're going to look at affordability, not just for education in general, but for affordability across the board. When I'm mm-hmm. talking about grocery prices, gas prices. But yes, as far as bringing back the Department of Education, I most certainly will. Any policy that reinstates and rebuilds the Department of Education, mm-hmm. I will be for it, because our people need a chance not only to come to the country and get a decent education, they need to be able to move forward once they have the education. And sure. The Department of Education also handles any kind of suit that deals with discrimination when it comes to education. Mm-hmm. And I'll be straightforward with you. One of the things that really bother me, we always say we're going to give you an adequate education. We need more than an adequate education. Yeah. We need an education that's above par, an education that's on par with the world. And so, yes, any policy that focuses on rebuilding the Department of Education, I will sign on to that policy.
Absolutely. Great. So as a Desert Storm veteran and a VFW leader, how has your service shaped your view on modern global conflicts and rural veteran care?
And first of all, I'm going to tell you right now, mm-hmm. as a Desert Storm veteran, I'm going to be straightforward with you. I want all the people out there to hear me. we are not suckers and losers. We agreed to put our lives on the line for this country. We agreed to stand up for what was right. And so for our veterans, for them not to be able to get the things that they need when they get back into the country, I'll be honest with you, should be ashamed of themselves.
Sure.
The bottom line truth of the veterans should be able to get housing. They should be able to get health care. They should be able to get any kind of food or medications that they need, because they literally said they would die for this country, and this country owes them that. That is just respect for a veteran in general. Sure. These are people who fight for the freedoms that we get every day. When we wake up, we are free to do what we say we want to do and say what we want to say. But without these veterans, we would not have those freedoms. So any policies that's going to help the veterans, not just on the surface, we like to give them the upfront stuff on the top. I want to be able to take care of the full veteran, and that includes in this case, I'm gonna tell you, the mental health, the stress, the PTSD. I'm gonna tell you right now, I have friends right now that are suffering from PTSD, and it's not a good thing. Sure. They need to be able to find the medical doctors and clinics that would treat them. And if I am elected to this position and put in this position, you can count on the veterans. I will be fighting for you every single day.
Sure. So you mentioned, I think, like three or four different things. You were talking about the veterans' care, just like medical care, housing, that kind of thing. You get elected. You want to focus on all of those, but which one would you say is priority for you when it comes to veterans? Because, there are a lot of issues, and the Trump administration has cut a lot of stuff, too, when it comes to veterans, especially when it comes to housing and medical care. So which of those would you say you would focus on immediately when it comes to veterans?
Immediately, if elected, the first thing I'm going to focus on is make sure our veterans are not homeless. A lot of these people in the upstate that are homeless are veterans, and they deserve a place to live. Sure. And then I'm going to tie that in with their mental health, because once we get them in a place, they need to be able to stay in that place. Correct. And so we're going to get them the medical help that they need in order to be successful. Okay. And that's what it's all about. And those are the two priorities. Those are the first two things I'm going to be. You'll see me on TV. You'll see me on the news. You'll hear about me in the paper. I'm going to be writing about making sure our veterans receive a house and make sure our veterans get the medical care that they need, especially if they're dealing with PTSD or any other kind of mental illness. Sure. Period.
Absolutely. So how do you plan to maintain your pastor's heart and community-first focus while navigating the hyper-partisan environment of Washington?
Well, that is a question, and I tell people like this. And I'm going to go ahead and put it out there. As a pastor, I believe in servant leadership. Jesus came to serve others. And as a member of Congress representing all people, I will be there to service and to help you. And I won't get there without you. And what I mean by service, I mean doing what is truly in the best interest of not just a select group of people, but for all people. Sure. My whole life has been about service. I have served in the military 9 years. I have been an educator for 28 and a half years. And it's always been about service to somebody else, whether it be to the students, whether it be to the military, whether it be to the country. Taking this pastor's heart to Congress will be easy for me, because I realize it's the people that we are there for, and it shouldn't be that we're there for ourselves.
Absolutely. Say that again.
Yeah. We should be there for the people, and not ourselves. And that's why I say it in my slogan. And I don't believe in slogans, but I believe that this is important. It should be people over politics. And then it should be not party over country, but country over party. And that's what's really important.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have forgotten that. So how can you use federal resources to ensure that the 3rd Congressional District students are prepared for higher tech manufacturing jobs without needing a 4-year degree? So maybe ensuring that they have certifications when they come out of school, or if they go to a tech, they can go to a tech school and not need that 4-year degree, because they are getting more expensive by the year.
First of all, because I am a career and technical education department chair, which means I deal with the career and technical stuff, what we have to do is we have to stop all this stuff thinking that everybody's going to go to college. We must reinvest and reinvent the wheel. One of the great things that came out was mechatronics. We need to get more kids involved in mechatronics. We need to get more young ladies involved in science. And how do we do that? We do that through our technical colleges and through the technical schools. We don't need to send them all to college, because all of them are not college material. They don't want to go to college. Right. And so we've got to take time to start to get to know our students. So I would develop more programs along those lines. I would build something that I talked about long years ago, but never got it approved because I was working in Oconee County.
Sure.
And one of those programs was the mentorship program. We need people to mentor young people. If we have a seasoned electrician, if we have somebody that is seasoned in plumbing, we need to take those kind of skills and then build mentors programs so we can get those students employed in good paying jobs. And when we get them involved in good paying jobs, then they're going to have a future. And then by the same token that they have a good future, they'll be able to turn around and help somebody else. And plus their tax dollars will help us in the long run when it comes to even paying down the national debt. And that's what's important.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So with the upstate growing rapidly, how will you ensure our rural communities aren't left behind regarding broadband and affordable housing?
And I'm glad you asked that question because this is what we've been debating and talking about. We're going to have to take all of our major cable companies or even our small business cable companies, and you got to provide grants to those companies. We've done it before.
Sure.
And so we give them grants, and then they could build what we call the infrastructure out to the people. And now it's not going to be done overnight, but we can do it in phases. And I don't think our rural communities should be left behind at all.
Right.
And so many people forget that we can use grants to do this, but we do it with the reasonability that they're going to bring more people on board and get more people connected. And to get those people connected, once we get everybody connected, then everybody can be a part of the growth in America. And we so many times we forget about all those people who live out in the rural areas. And we say, well, they're going to be all right. They're not going to be all right. We have to bring them along so we can improve not just them and their communities, but so we can build the infrastructure of this country so more people will really want to come and live in America.
Well, yeah, and it's something that Representative Clyburn pushed when President Biden was in office, right? He got it pushed through. So is that something you would look to maybe build on?
I would with Representative Clyburn, but I'd also take it a step further and find other programs that will help people in rural communities. And Representative Clyburn did a great job explaining what he did because with the base, we now can build on everything that he has laid out.
Sure.
But we can also take it one step further by actually getting the smaller businesses involved so that they will be able to expand as well. And see, we keep forgetting about small businesses because they're not big business, so nobody really gives them their, what they need in order to survive. And I think we can as a government. We got the money. We just need to put the money in the right place.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for being here with us today, Dr. Mackins. We really appreciate it. We are looking forward to seeing you out on the trail. Before we end, do me a favor, tell everybody how they can support you and follow your campaign.
Okay, and I love to do that because here's where we are. If you want to support me and follow me, you basically have to go to MackinsForUSHouse.com, MackinsForUSHouse.com, and once you get on that website, you can donate to me, you can volunteer. Just share my name is what I really need you to do. Share my name and make sure people know that I am a candidate running for U.S. House District 3, and I tell them this, and I'm straightforward with them. This is an opportunity for you to make your voice and be heard.
I love it. I love it. Well, thank you so much for being here with us today, like I said, and good luck to you on the trail.
And thank you so much, and thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
God bless you.
The Greenville County Democratic Party appreciates your time listening and watching the Whole Truth Podcast. You can find us on Spotify, Apple, and YouTube. While you're there, please follow us, like or subscribe to this channel to help us spread the word. The GCDP wants to thank Michael Fishman from Day Moon Productions for furnishing the recording studio as well as providing his time recording and editing. The Democratic Party needs you to get actively involved and join us at future events. You can find out about them at multiple locations like the GCDP website, greenvilledemocrats.com, and browse the events calendar. You can also keep up with us through our social media presence on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, and Threads. Look for @GVLDem. Thanks again for listening. Let's get out there and do what we can to rebuild our government into one that serves us all. Thanks.